Hey everybody, Jason here. Happy Wednesday. Hope you guys are all having a great day. So Tesla, we did bounce up above $1,000 for a little while today, and I'm actually surprised to see a little uptick here because what I saw, which actually scared me to the downside, even though I've rolled everything out. I'm not, like I said, I'm not participating in this little $900, $890 situation other than purchasing a bunch of shares, which I did yesterday. In fact, in this account, I sold out all my Tilray, which I was down on and planning on just keeping the wheel rolling, but I just shoved all that money into Tesla. Pretty funny that you can sell 100 shares of Tilray and not even end up with a single share of Tesla. Pretty close, but I'd rather have my money stuck over there. So now we're sitting at 262 shares of Tesla in the account. Not to mention my other accounts, which I did the same thing yesterday. The deposits that I meant to or wanted to stick in there if we did come down into the 800s obviously wouldn't hit very fast. And since I really did see the bottom a couple days ago, obviously I was a day late and there was more selling pressure yesterday. Well, actually Elon sold more shares yesterday. One of the reports came out yesterday late and then followed up this morning with a couple more. So because of that, we did dip down. So I margined my accounts, grab more shares. I'll probably go ahead and sell them today or tomorrow, and close out that margin usage on my other account. But it was just too much of a no-brainer, short-term, like worst case scenario. He's done by the end of the year, and January is phenomenal. And I really do think January is going to be phenomenal for Tesla. And so even though we've hit over 1,000 today, I think the short term is still a bit scary and volatile. And this morning, the reason that it was up is because it was reported that Elon said he was done selling shares. But I believe that was not necessarily misreported, but Elon did jump on Twitter and clarify that, and I want to take a look at that real quick. So here is the tweet. So Elon Musk says he's sold enough Tesla stock to satisfy his 10% goal. And this was reported, and then Elon had responded, this assumes completion of the 10B sales basically an hour ago. So what this says to me is that he is not, in fact, done selling, right? 10B sales are pre-planned. They're not subject to the blackout period, so they can be done at any time during earnings, before earnings, after earnings. Doesn't really matter. But that to me is an indication that he's not done selling. Otherwise, he wouldn't have a need to correct it, and correct it he did. So I do strongly believe that we will see some more selling. Yesterday we saw some. Today it's really difficult to tell just based on the volume and the price action because it was such a positive. This original information was so positive to the upside. Like I said, as soon as he's done selling, and we know 100%, stock price is just gonna, it's gonna skyrocket back up, which it did. I mean, he sold yesterday, and from that low point to what we saw this morning was well over $100 to the north side. So I'm fully confident we'll see that again when his 10Bs are actually done, which could be satisfied by the end of the year. So even with a couple more sales days to complete that, I don't know any reason that he would group them all together. The 1 or 2 a week seems pretty reasonable. So maybe we'll have 1 or 2 next week, but each of those days have resulted in around a 5% drop. So we could very, very easily see a drop back down to the low 900s if that selling pressure is there over a couple days. The things that we have on the upside is, one, we know this is very, very close to coming to an end. I didn't do the calculation on how many more shares that he has to sell, but with only a few trading days left in the year, it should not be very many. And if you know that that is coming, typically you're not going to wait to try to bottom tick anything, right? Like if you're wrong by $5 or $10, it really shouldn't matter long term. So I kind of expect money will step back into the stock just like it did today. And it will be a little bit preemptively, so before it actually bottom ticks, which should hold up some of that selling pressure with some buying pressure, and maybe some of those days we really don't even see price action wise on the charts. So that is my hope, but again, I stepped out of it. I didn't want to dink around with this end of the year stuff anymore. Got everything rolled out. And then yesterday, with us dipping down into the 800s, can't remember if I said this. I know 2 days ago, I thought we found the bottom. Elon sold again, and we found obviously a new bottom when it dipped down a bit. And at that point, I stepped out of some other stocks that I own. In my Robinhood, I stepped out of my Tilray, even though I've taken quite a loss on that, probably like a 40% down or something like that, 40 or 50% down on that, and just bought more Tesla shares. So now I'm sitting on, what are we sitting on? 200. Oh, let's unlock that. 262. Hey, and we're headed back up to 1,000. So maybe that tweet, it will not kill us as much as we thought. My initial thought, usually on the news, we get an initial reaction and then some more reaction the following day. As far as price action, like, hey, people found out he's done selling, so the upward trend would be better tomorrow, like continuation tomorrow. But on the other side, there can be some news coming out on that tweet where he says, yeah, that assumes completion of the 10Bs, which implies that he's not done selling, so that's downward. So maybe we'll end up somewhere in the middle and end the year right at about $1,000. I don't know on the short-term stuff. So I did post this morning. I did roll out the $1,000 put credit spread. But other than that, nothing that I've done in the small accounts, and still sticking to them. Unfortunately, I haven't had time to really manage those so much. And just with making sure I got everything rolled out to a place I was comfortable on my bigger accounts. So yeah, so totally spaced this week. Last week has gone super fast for me, on top of recovering from my booster. So I didn't realize, like, Saturday's already Christmas. So Merry Christmas, guys. If we don't get to live stream before then, I am off a little bit early. Well, I guess I took off Christmas Eve. Maybe we can do it then. Stock market's closed, but we can still kind of talk through what we've done and where we plan on going. So anyhow, we'll leave it here with Tesla sitting at $1,000. Hopefully you guys were able to take advantage of the dip, secure some shares, secure some leaps, secure some put credit spreads. Anyhow, love you guys, and we'll see you soon, and let's make a lot of money.